This is Takara Osborne from the Nurturing Resilience Toolkit Podcast. The Nurturing Resilience Toolkit Podcast is a production of the Resilient Bladen Project made possible by grant funds by the KBR Charitable Trust. This podcast is meant to be for educational purposes and does not replace professional medical advice. This podcast may contain sensitive or triggering topics. Please listen with care and know that resources are available in the show notes, on our social media sites, or by request. Hello, my name is Kayla Breon, and welcome back to the Nurturing Resilience Toolkit Podcast. And we're so glad you're joining us for another important conversation. This is episode 2, Positive Childhood Experiences, Building Strength from Adversity. Hi, and I'm Takara Osborne. Today we are diving into another important but often overlooked topic, positive childhood experiences, or PCEs. We'll talk about how certain positive experiences, even in the face of adversity, can help children and families become resilient, and how these experiences can counterbalance the effects of ACEs, or adverse childhood experiences. That's right. While adverse childhood experiences focus on the negative experiences that affect childhood development, we're going to flip the script today and talk about how positive factors can have lasting protective impact on children who face adversity. So let's get started. What are positive childhood experiences, Takara? Well, first, let's define what we mean by positive childhood experiences. PCEs refer to situations where children may face adversity, but they also experience positive protective factors during or after the difficult experiences. These could be supportive relationships, positive role models, or even community interventions to help build resilience and provide a buffer to trauma. Exactly. Positive child experiences don't erase negative experiences a child may have had, but they offer a counterbalance, a way for children to develop coping mechanisms, trust, and emotional strength. It's about showing that while adversity is real, it doesn't have to determine who a person becomes. Right. And for example, a child who faces neglect at home might find support in a teacher or a mentor who provides love, guidance, and consistency. Or a child who's witnessed domestic violence may experience healing through participation in a community program or by having a stable, supportive friend or relative in their life. So these positive influences can make all the difference. And in fact, research shows that these positive experiences can help mitigate the long-term effect of ACEs and even lead to healthier, more resilient outcomes. It's ironic. I was watching a clip from the NFL Honors, and the Jaguars defensive end, Eric Armstead, won the Walter Payton Man of the Year for 2024. He started the Armstead Academic Project in 2019 to provide young students with positive spaces, tools, and academic support to unlock their potential and achieve their goals. I really like this idea because it was talking about childhood literacy. But in his explanation, he actually starred his second grade teacher, and he explained how her attention to him and pouring confidence into him at such a young age influenced the man that he is today. One teacher led this positive impact in his life. So our positive childhood experiences are literally our community support. It can be a teacher, it can be a coach, it can be a pastor. We have to start pouring into our youth. So let's talk about the science behind positive childhood experiences. Now, you might be wondering, how exactly do these positive experiences help? Well, the brain is highly adaptive. And when children face adversity, their brains are processing those experiences. But when they also experience consistent supportive leadership, their brains are more likely to develop the capacity to cope with stress, build emotional regulation, and form healthy attachments. You have to think, the brain is elastic. It's moving constantly. That's right. And positive experiences can actually change the way children process stress, making them more likely to develop the resilience they need to thrive. The key is having at least one caring, stable adult or a supportive network of people around them. This can be a buffer to the harmful effects of trauma and lead to better social, emotional, and even physical health outcomes later in life. It's so important.
In Bladen County, where many families face economic hardship and other challenges, we also have a lot of grandparents that are raising children in Bladen County. There are still so many opportunities for these positive experiences to take root, whether it's the local school system, providing after-school programs, churches offering support groups, or community organizations stepping in to provide mentorship or therapy. There are resources and people ready to help. So, real life example of positive childhood experiences in Bladen County. We just want to show you some of the few examples where children can get positive childhood experiences that are happening right here in Bladen County. For instance, our local Bladen County schools in charter, private, GS 110s. Our local schools are doing an amazing job of providing safe spaces for children who might be struggling with trauma. Our teachers are cultivating the minds of children at such a young age. Our child care providers are a big part of Bladen County. They are shaping and molding our children with social emotional learning, discipline, and preparing them for the next stage in life. We now have Angela Mendel working in Bladen, Columbus, and Robson as a behavior support specialist to provide trauma-informed schools, training, and coaching. We have Bladen Smart Start, who has been working in our community for years to add support to providers, families, and our NC Pre-K system program, to add literacy supports, nutrition programs, and wellness programs for our community. We have our juvenile justice system, working to defer criminal activity and provide support for our youth to avoid criminal prosecution at such a young age. Children at one time were coming out of high school with backgrounds. This pretty much sets them up for failure in life. Now we've got a system to change all that. We have our Department of Health and Human Services, which houses another big support. Our social workers, working to make sure that children are in safe and nurturing environments and that parents have the support they need to properly provide for their children. We have Men and Women United, who promote economic and personal development with the Youth Ambassadors Program, which provides leadership and enrichment opportunities to local youth. We also have an amazing recreational sports program throughout our community with active parents and volunteers that are devoted to pouring physical activity and support into children through athletics. We have small businesses that actively donate and sponsor activities to keep programs thriving here in Bladen County. So when people discuss Bladen, please don't count us off the list of being resilient, because we work hard here.
You're right. And I've seen firsthand how mentoring programs in our community, whether through sports, the arts, or volunteer groups, can make a difference. One of the most powerful childhood experiences is when a child forms a meaningful bond with someone who believes in them. And these types of experiences can come from so many places: a coach, a counselor, a neighbor, or even a church leader.
These positive connections can help children feel safe and help them navigate their challenges. The power of having a safe, consistent person in your life cannot be overstated.
So how can we as individuals and a community help foster positive childhood experiences? It starts with creating spaces where children feel safe, supported, and cared for. Whether you're a parent, a teacher, a coach, or a neighbor, each one of us has an opportunity to be a positive influence for a child.
That actually led me to thinking about another space, which is the library. Our Bladen County Public Library has been doing amazing things to bring children to a safe space for learning. So I had to highlight that when you said that, because I thought about that supported space. But it's also about being present, listening, and showing that you care, providing stability and offering a consistent source of support, whether emotionally, socially, or academically. You can create the conditions for resilience to grow.
Absolutely. And it's also about connecting kids with community resources. Encouraging participation in local programs can help them get involved with extracurricular activities, or even being an advocate for children in need can be a huge role to play.
Which, Takara, you've also done that when you were an advocate for children as a guardian ad litem, which is another great program we have here in Bladen. Even small acts of kindness can go a long way in a child's development. Sometimes it's a simple conversation with the kid that shows them someone is looking out for them and that they can make all the difference.
So, final thoughts and takeaways as we go and end this episode. So, to recap, positive childhood experiences are those moments of positivity and support that can make a big difference in the lives of children who face adversity. These experiences won't erase the pain, but they can help children build the strength and resilience they need to overcome it.
Yes, and in Bladen County, we have the power to nurture resilience through those positive experiences. Whether you're a teacher, a neighbor, a family member, a community member, you can be a positive influence that helps a child thrive.
So we thank you again for tuning in to this episode of the Nurturing Resilience Toolkit Podcast. We hope that this conversation inspires you to think about how you can support the children in your life and community. Stay tuned for more episodes where we'll continue to explore ways to nurture resilience in the face of adversity.
If you've enjoyed today's episode, please subscribe, share it with others, and follow us on social media for updates. Always remember, you have the power to make a difference in someone's life. I'm going to charge you after leaving this podcast today to actually try to make a difference in a child's life. Speak life into a child. Speak positive, encouraging words. Make sure that you are an advocate for children in your community and all around you. But until next time,
Take care of yourselves
and each other. Thank you.